Okay, hi everybody. Welcome to Camp Creatology. My name is Kristen Keller. I am the manager of online classes at Michael's, and we are in week 3, which is space themed. And today we are going to be making a beautiful solar system necklace. I'll show you guys how to make it. It's going to be really exciting. We're going to be able to make this and then using some of our supplies that we've probably already been using at Michael's. So let me show you what we have. We're going to start by using some acrylic paint. We are going to use these awesome wooden beads. One pack gets you everything that we need to do for our kit today. We have some brushes that are Creatology brushes. We have some Chanel stems that we are going to use that all came from our Michael's Creatology kit that we're using. We also have some thread that we're going to use, but mostly it's beads and it is the paint that we're going to start with. So let's go ahead and get started. And we're going to start. I'm going to show you guys a trick. So we're going to start and we're going to make the number of planets that are in our solar system. And there are 8 planets in our solar system. So I'm going to pull out some of these big guys and some of these little guys until I have our 8 planets. Let's see, that gives me 6, 7, 8. Okay, there's no rhyme or reason. It doesn't matter what colors you pick because we are going to paint them. So that's going to be our first step. And what you're going to do is you're going to take just any color of Chanel stem, because the Chanel stem is not part of the project, but we're going to put our planets on here because it's going to help us make it easier to paint. Okay, so I'm going to just kind of put all of these guys on here so that it makes it easier for us to work with what we're doing. It's a good tip because otherwise you're going to get your hands all dirty while you are trying to paint these little fiddly little beads that kind of like to roll all over the place. So that's going to be your first step. Okay, so you're going to get it to where it looks like this, and then we'll just move them until when we're ready to paint it. We'll pull it up and we'll just kind of work on them like that. Okay, so our next step is going to be that we're going to pull out our paint, and our kit comes with just 6 basic colors. We've got our primary colors, red, yellow, and blue, and then we've got brown, black, and white. And so what we're going to do is we're going to use these colors to make whatever color we want to make. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to start by pulling out. I'm using a paper plate today because that's what I had at home, and that's what we're going to use. It's just a black paper plate because that's what I have. But you can use any kind of thicker paper if you want. You can use a paper plate. This stuff you can really do anything you want with it. So I'm going to dump out a good little bit of blue paint. Put the lid back on that. Pull out a little bit of red paint. Show you guys how I do that. Okay. And because we're painting such little things, we don't really need to worry about having a ton of paint because you're not going to use it all. And then we're going to pull out a little bit of white because I think we might use some of that to make some lighter colors. And then I know later on when we paint our stars, we're going to definitely need some black paint. So I'm going to pull out some of my black paint too. Okay. We'll put that there. Okay. So now I have all of the paint that I need to make my colors. And so I'm going to show you how that's going to work. Okay. So I'm going to I have my cup of water right here. You can't see it, it's off screen. But I'm going to show you how this works. Okay. So I'm going to take my brush and I'm going to use this little flat angled brush right here. And let's say the first color that I want to work with is, let's say I want to make an orange. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a little bit of this yellow and I'm going to bring it over to the center. And then I'm going to take a little bit of this red. I'm going to mix it together And then it's going to take a lot more yellow than red because red is such a stronger color. So we're going to mix it together until we kind of get like an orange color, kind of like that. Maybe I want a little bit more yellow, red. See, there you go. That's like a good solid orange. And what I like to do is because I want it to look kind of planety and swirly, I don't want to mix it all the way in. I kind of want to leave it so it's got all of those swirls. And then I'm going to come over and I'm going to brush it on. And do you see how it kind of gives it like a swirly texture? And I'm going to brush it on. I'm going to paint it on my planet, get it all the way covered. Get my planet covered. You see how it kind of looks like that? And the nice thing is if I need more paint, I can get some more paint. If I want to like leave it, like you can just kind of do it however you want. And because we're doing, and if I want to mix a little bit more yellow, I can mix it in just like that. And just kind of blend it in on your brush, on your planet. Okay, so there's my one done. And now I'm going to move that to the end. And now I'm going to push this one and we're going to do this little, we're going to move this one down, like push it down to the end. And now we're going to move this little guy up a little bit and we're going to paint him. Except I think I'm going to paint him just straight yellow because this is going to kind of be like our Mercury, which is a little bit closer to the sun. So he doesn't need as much of that orange. And I'm going to just kind of turn it as I go. We'll just do it like that. Okay, so there's that guy. So I'm going to go ahead and push him down so he can dry. And now I'm going to come down here. I'm going to wipe my brush off because I think I'm done with the yellow and with the orange. So I'm going to wipe my brush in my water like that. Okay, and then I'm going to, you can't see it, I have paper towels over here off to the side of my screen. Oh, here we go. I'm going to dab those towels off. Move this over and you can see what I'm doing over here. So I'm cleaning off my brush. Okay, so now my brush is all clean again, except for what's on there. So now my brush, see my clean brush. And now I'm going to move over and I'm going to do this guy, this tree, this little planet. I'm going to do him like a purpley color. So I'm going to take a little bit of that red and I'm going to take a little bit of that purple and we're going to mix that together and see how it makes a really pretty purple color. So that's what I'm going to do for my planet. I might take a little bit of white and put some white in there and make a lighter purple. So anytime if you get a color that you like, but it's too dark, you can just add white and that will make it lighter. All of this fun stuff that you can do with the different colors is called color theory. And it's really fun to learn about and to study. I went to art school, and I actually learned all about color theory. Did you know that there are people that have studied like how colors make you feel and that like when you mix colors, like how that happens? There's all sorts of really exciting kind of like information about like color theory. Okay, so you see how that one's kind of like purpley and dark purpley. This one actually looks kind of cool because it has like the lighter color underneath it. And I actually kind of like it because it lets it, makes it look more like planety, like it's got some clouds on it. It's okay to look different. You don't want it to be perfect because planets aren't perfect. Planets all look different. And that's kind of how it works, right? Okay, so now we've got a big one, and I think I'm going to do this one. I'm going to do this one just like, I think I'm going to do him blue, okay? And maybe some blue with some white. So I'm going to take my brush and I'm going to clean it off again. And then I'm going to dab it off, get it off so that my brush is kind of clean. Sometimes if you're like I and you got a bunch of paint up here on this gold part, you might have to wipe that part off too. But once you kind of get it to the point where it's great, your brush is the same color that it was originally, you're good. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to add in a little bit of white to here because I kind of want it to be, this is going to be my earthy kind of planet where there's some like white and some blue. And I'm not going to blend it all the way in. And I'm going to kind of paint this guy. And we're going to get it so that it looks paint all the way through. Hold on to both of these ends. I think that will help me here. And then we will just kind of paint it so that it gets all the way covered. Oh yeah, we've got to get all the way over here. Okay. A little more paint over here on this side. Okay. And then I think I want to put a little yellow on here because you know what yellow and blue make? It's going to make it green and that's going to make it look like I've got some like planet, like it's got some green on it. And that's going to make it look kind of cool. Okay. I think I'm good with that. Okay. So now we're going to do our next planet. And I think what I'm going to do for this one is I'm going to do this guy in orange. Okay. So I need to clean my brush off again. So I'm going to come over here, put it in my water. The nice thing about painting is like right away your water is going to change color. And so even though your water looks like that gray, orangey, weird color that you would definitely not want to drink, it'll still clean your brush. So you can kind of keep going and keep changing. It'll go really well. So now I think I'm going to do just like a straight red one. I'm going to do this little guy red. Okay. And so I'm going to get it so that it's all covered. And then we'll come over here to this side. You guys see what I'm doing here? Here we go. Okay. And I think I want to mix in a little bit like purpley to that to give it some like, make it look like it's got some like clouds on it. Yeah, that'll look really nice. Okay, so there's that one. So you guys, I've only got 3 left to do. So I think what we're going to do for this one is I'm going to make a green planet because I think we need a green planet, right? Let's see. We're going to take a little bit of yellow. This is how we make green. Are you guys ready? We're going to take a little bit of yellow and we're going to take a little bit of blue and we're going to mix them together. And blue and yellow make really pretty green. Can you see how that's turning? We're going to definitely need some more yellow for that. There we go. You see how that's making green? I love watching the paint change colors. This is like my favorite thing to do. This is like, makes me relax and makes me feel good. So see how what a pretty green that made? I love that. I love that you can make whatever color paint you want. Okay. Okay, we've got that green. I think I'm going to add a little bit of blue to this. And we'll see what kind of happens. When you mix blue and green, you get teal. That's how you make teal, which is my favorite color. I don't know about you guys, but blue and green is my favorite color combination. And it makes this really pretty teal. See, kind of like that. Okay, so we've got 2 more to do. And I think I'm going to make another, maybe a darker purple one. Okay, so we're going to take some more blue and red and mix them together and see what happens here. We're going to mix it in with that additional white stuff and it's going to make that really pretty kind of like eggplanty color, I think I would call that. So we're going to do that here. So we're going to make this pretty color. Let's see here. Okay. I really love that with like, we started with 4 colors on our paper, and we have made like 8 different colors. It's kind of amazing. Okay, so there's that one. I think I'm going to put a little bit of speckles of white to make it look like it's kind of cloudy, maybe just like that. Okay, you see how it kind of looks cloudy? Okay, we've got one left. Let's see, what color should we do our last one? I'm thinking maybe we're going to make an even tealier color. How about that? Like a turquoise kind of color. So I'm going to add a bunch of blue over here with this. See how that's kind of turning really teal? Get some more blue. Oh, look at how pretty that is. It's like my favorite color ever. We're going to add a little bit of white to make it a little bit lighter. Okay. Okay, so now we're going to paint this. Ooh, look how pretty that looks on there. Dropped my beads. Give me 1 second. We'll finish this and then I'll clean up what happened down here. Okay, this is a great thing about art. Sometimes if you like make a mistake, there's nothing that you can't fix. It's all easy peasy. Okay. Okay, that one's all painted. So let me come down here and clean up this yellow that I got on here. No problem. Okay. See, just like that. It's like nothing ever happened. Okay, so this is ready to dry. So what I'm going to do is I am going to put it over here on my other plate. So you guys can see, I'm going to put it over here and I'm going to just let it dry. The nice thing about acrylic painting is that it dries really quick. So we're going to let it dry for a little bit while I work on our stars, okay? Because we're going to make a whole bunch of black stars to go in between our planets, okay? And then we're going to turn one of them into Saturn. We're probably going to make this little guy Saturn. And I'll show you how we're going to do that, and we'll string them and make our necklace next, okay? So now, while that's drying over there, I'm going to clean out my brush. And this is where we're going to use just black and white paint. And that's why I put that black paint down. Okay, I've got my brush clean again. You can see. And you can always tell it's clean when you put it down and you see how your water comes out clear. There's no more paint on it. That's how you know your brush is clean and ready for your next color. So before I do that though, we're going to use a very specific type of bead. We're going to use these little beads in this kit that look like this, that have little ripples, to give us some dimension and to give some extra textures to our paint, to our necklace. So I'm going to pull out a whole bunch of these. We need 15 of them, I believe. Let me double check that. 15 of the ribbed beads. So we're going to paint 15 of them, and I'll show you the secret to how we're going to do it really fast. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay, so we're going to do the same thing we just did on our previous one, where we're going to put them on a pipe cleaner. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to, oh, I have two here. So I'm going to take one, I'm going to put it through. Okay. And I'm going to do another one. And we're going to do all 15 of them, and we're going to paint, because we're doing all of these the same color. It's going to go together way faster. Okay. Here. Get them all strung on here. Here. Okay, we are almost done. And then we're going to just paint these guys all at the same time. Okay, so because these are all the same color, they can just go all up right next to each other, just like this, okay? So we don't have to worry about trying to keep it separated between. So what I like to do is kind of fold it like this, because it makes it a little bit easier to hold it. And what we're gonna do is we are going to use our same brush, okay? And we're gonna use our black, and we're gonna just come in, and we're just gonna kind of do it like this. See how it goes so quickly? And you're gonna just kind of cover it all really quick, really fast. And then you can go and you can flip your hand around and get all of the sides, get all the edges. And it's gonna go so much faster. You just kind of need to keep getting paint on your brush. And see how much I'm almost done in the time that it took me to do one bead of the color ones. We just keep putting paint on your brush. We're going to keep going, keep getting it all the way colored. You do want to kind of keep double checking and making sure you're getting all of the sides. You don't want any like colors to peek out. Keep kind of coloring it all in. And I might put it down here and then flip it over like that so you can see what I'm doing. I'm getting it all the way. If you're going to put it down like that to do it, you want to make sure you have a piece of paper down or a paper plate and you're not putting it right on the table. Okay. And then always going back to get more paint on my brush, get all my sides. See how fast that goes? Okay. And just like that, I'm all done with my Star Galaxy beads. So I'm done with this brush now. So I'm going to put this brush in here. The secret to your brushes, if you're working on a project and you can't go wipe your brushes really fast right away, the best way to do it, I'll tell you a secret, is to just put your brush in the water, and that keeps the paint from drying. And then that means that your brush will last forever. You won't go through bad, you won't turn your brushes bad real fast. It makes it a lot easier. So now I'm going to take this brown or this orange kind of brush. You want a brush that's kind of like, that kind of lets you flick. So when you pull it, when you do like this with it, it kind of flips out, because we're going to now make some white, and I'm going to show you how I do this. Okay. So I'm going to pull this up here. Now I'm going to put this down like this on my white piece of paper. I've got my table covered. Okay. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to show you guys my secret, because you want to do this, but you don't want to make a huge mess. So I'm going to take my brush. This is where your finger's going to get a little bit wet. Okay. You're going to get wet, like white paint on your finger, but that's okay, because this paint wipes right off. So I'm going to get a little bit of paint on my brush like this. Okay. And then, because I don't want to get paint all over my computer or all my other colors, I'm going to cover it so that when I flick it, it doesn't go everywhere. But now I'm going to put my finger in my brush and I'm going to make it like splatter like this. You see, and I'm getting white, and it's going to make it look like it has little stars everywhere. And it takes a while to build up, and you're going to kind of keep working on it. And it's going to make it look like we have these little like dark space with like stars in between our planets when we're done. Okay, see how that looks? Oh, we got a lot of white on that one. We'll just pull that up. Okay, so that looks pretty cool. So now I'm going to flip it over and I'm going to now do the other side. Okay, I'm going to put this down. Okay, and this one you just kind of have to keep doing it for a little bit to like till you get enough splatters. Okay, because it takes a while to show up. Okay, can you see that how I have little splatters and it's going to look like stars? And you see, if you see on here, I got a lot of white paint all over here. And this way it's on here and not on my computer, which is right in front of us here. So I'm going to put this brush back in my water. I'm going to kind of wipe my finger off. And so now we're going to let this dry for a little bit. Okay. So I'm going to move it over here. And I'm going to show you guys how to put on this, while they're drying, I'm going to show you guys how to put on a the Saturn ring. Okay, so let me show you guys how we're going to do that. Hold on just one second. So once you have your beads all dry, you're going to take this bead like this, whatever color you decide. I'm using one from my previous necklace. I'm going to show you how we do it. Okay, because while you're working on this at home, you're going to want to let this dry for a long time, because otherwise you're going to it's going to make a mess and it's not going to look like the way that you want it to look. But what you're going to do is you're going to take your bead, now that it's all painted, and you're going to take a sparkly chenille stem or pipe cleaner from your Creatology kit. And what you're going to do is you're going to use your scissors. You're going to cut off a little strip, okay? And just cut off so that you have probably a couple of inches of strip, and it'll let you then put this around it like this. And you're going to make this your ring for Saturn, because Saturn has a ring, right? So you're going to put one around that side, and then you're going to take it and you're going to do the same thing, and you're going to wrap it around, and then you're going to tuck your edges into the inside like that. Okay, so now this is what it looks like when it's all done. It has its bead, its ring, and then when we beat it, we'll be able to just beat it through that hole, and you'll be able to string your necklace. Okay, so that's going to be what we're going to do. So this is how it's done. Sometimes it might be helpful to do it after you've got it on the necklace, but let's talk about what our next steps are, okay? So I'm going to show you guys, we're going to go through, because we do have, hold on just one second, you guys, let me clean this up so we don't have white paint all over us while I work on our necklace. Okay, put this down. That way we're not having to worry about paint. Okay, so I have all of the beads that we did before now that are all dried, and I'll show you how we're going to assemble it once your beads are dry. So if you were doing it real time with me, you're going to want to pause right here, let your stuff dry, because you see how dry my stuff is. You see, as long as it looks kind of like shiny, that means that it's not dry. And like this one's dry, but some of these guys are definitely not dry yet. And these guys definitely need some more time. So you want to wait until it looks not shiny. You see how these guys are like dull and dry. If there's any shiny at all, then that means it's not dry and it's not quite ready for you to string it yet. So because of the timing of this video, you'll just let this sit and wait for a little bit. And then once it is dry and ready, you can come and pick up and come back and watch the rest of this. But what you're going to do is you're going to take all of your pieces and you're going to cut a piece of, hold on just one second. Let me grab it. We're going to cut a piece of thread. You have embroidery floss is what they call it in your Creatology kit. So we're going to use purple for ours today. And I'm going to just pull out a big piece of thread and I'll show you guys how we're going to make this work. Okay. All right. So we're going to start with a black bead. Hold on just one second. Okay, so we're going to start with a black bead. We're going to push it through here like this. You know what we're going to do? We're going to try, it doesn't want to go through. So what we're going to do is we're going to push it through. We're going to use a pipe cleaner to help us, okay? So we're going to just kind of wrap it around the edge of the pipe cleaner like this. And we're going to push the pipe cleaner through. Well, maybe not. Hold on just one second. There we go. So you're going to take it and you're going to kind of wrap it around your pipe cleaner and then fold your pipe cleaner edge down like that. And that's going to let you pull it through. We're going to use this pipe cleaner kind of like a needle. So then we're going to pull that through. We don't need the whole thing though. We're going to just use part of a pipe cleaner. Actually, Lindsay, for what we're recording, I'm going to stop right here and start over and give some different instructions. And then we can just edit it back together and just, I can help you with that. Okay.
Yep. So just right before you want to like start, say something.
Right when I start. Yeah, we're going to do it right here.
I'm just saying, so in this transcript, I can find it right before you start, say begin recording, because I'm not going to stop it. I'm just going to
yes, agreed. I just wanted to call that out for you and I that, yeah.
Okay, perfect.
Okay, all right. So you guys, this is going to be our first step. We're going to make a pipe cleaner. We're going to make a needle out of our pipe cleaner, okay? So we're going to take a piece of our thread and we're going to wrap it around our pipe cleaner like this, okay? Hold on just one second. So we're going to take a piece of our thread and we're going to wrap it around our pipe cleaner like this. And then we're going to fold it over our pipe cleaner over our thread like that. So you've got a piece of your thread and you've got it like this. So now like your thread and your pipe cleaner are like one piece, okay? And that's going to help us be our needle to feed everything through. So we're going to start with our black bead like this, okay? And then we're going to do our next planet like this, okay? I'm going to feed that through and we'll do another of our black star beads like this. Okay, and we'll keep going until we get all of our beads on our necklace. And remember, these are the dried beads, so you're going to want to wait a little bit once you finish painting before you go in and you string it. Okay, and we're going to keep stringing our beads. One black bead, and then a star space bead, and then a galaxy bead. Okay. Nope, that one doesn't want to work. Okay, I'll do this one. Okay. Just like this. And we'll do another one like another black bead here. Okay, and then our last planet bead. Okay, and then our space bead. Guys, I got paint all over my fingers. Painting is kind of messy, I guess. Okay, so now that I'm done with this, I can pull this up and I can just untwist my thread from around here, and then we can be done with this piece. We don't need that anymore. Okay, so this is going to be kind of how my necklace works, and we are going to now build our make our Saturn. So we're going to cut off a big chunk of pipe cleaner with your scissors, and we're going to find our Saturn. I'm going to do it on this guy right here, and you're going to feed it through, and you're going to wrap it around one side like this, and you're going to then tuck it back into the hole on top of itself. So one side looks like that, and then you're going to do the same thing. So you're going to wrap it around, and you're going to tuck it back inside of the hole. So now I have Saturn that looks like that. So now I have a necklace that has Saturn in it. And then the other part that we're going to do, and the way we're going to tie this off, is we are going to do one side through our splatter bead. Okay. Oh, I need to keep using my pipe cleaner here. Hold on just 1 second. Okay, we're going to put one side through our pipe cleaner. Okay. Okay. And then, so that goes like that. And then we're going to take the other side and we're going to do the same thing. Okay. So we're going to wrap this around it and then bend it down. So we're making another needle like that. And we're going to put it back through this bead on the other side. Okay. So now we're going to push it through. These little beads sometimes have little holes and you have to kind of work on it. And then we're going to pull it through. Hold on just 1 second. You might need some help from mommy and daddy on this part, or from your grown up, because it doesn't want to come through. Okay, perfect. Now we're going to pull it out. So now you have a bead that has two sides through it. And we're going to basically, what we're going to do is we're going to tie a little knot on either side here. We're going to tie a knot around here so that this can not come off. Hold on just 1 second. Okay, there we go. Pull it tight. And then we're going to do it again. Okay. You're going to keep tying your knot until it feels really secure. And then what you're going to do when you're done is cut it off, cut your excess so you don't have these big beads hanging over. And then you're going to have it, and then you have a nice top so that you have a bead on the top, and it makes it look really nice up at the top. Can you see what I'm doing here? So it looks really good up at the top, and then your beads are on your bottom, and then you can wear it like a necklace. And that's how it works. Can you guys see it up here on my on the big screen, Lindsay? There we go. So now you have your necklace. It looks all ready. Now remember, I showed you guys, this isn't the one that we painted today. This is one that we went back and we finished afterwards. That was one that I had painted ahead of time. The ones that I painted are still right here, ready to dry. And even now, I think I would still let them dry a little bit because they're still a little bit shiny. But you'll be able to let them dry a little bit and then come back and you'll be able to put your ring on Saturn and you'll be able to tie it off. You might need a little bit of help from your grown-up to make that happen, but it works well just like that. So you can make your necklace too. So I had a lot of fun spending some time with you today. Let me know if you guys have any questions. We'd love to see your finished projects using Michael's Mini Makers or Club Create. What is the link, Lindsay, that we should be using?
There's hashtag Make It with Michael's Classes, and Michael's Kids Club.
Okay, let me record that part again and then I'll edit that out. Okay, so if you guys make this necklace, we want to see it. So you're going to use hashtag Make It with Michael's, hashtag Michael's Classes. And we want to see what you make. I want to see your planets. All right. Thank you so much. Happy summer. And we will hope to see you at our next camp next week. All right. Bye.